Reseller Clickbait Podcast, episode 52.
What's going on? Jimmy Old School Flips here with Ken SSKPromo, Mr. Bill, the D.O.G.
Jimmy, you're practically laying on your microphone.
Well, I got good
You
news
look
right
worn
now.
out.
I just got some
What?
good news.
Okay.
The good news is we're going to be recording the podcast,
Yes.
and you don't let me talk. So I'm just going to take a nap while you do all the talking.
Boy, did I take some grief this week on the Trash to Cash podcast about how I went through in excruciating detail our trip to Vegas and that I never got to let you talk like at all. Every time you would start to tell your story about you being a machine, and I was just, so I'm actually should be the one just like,
but I'm fine with that.
I'm
tired, so I'll just take a nap. This actually makes a kind of a decent pillow. This microphone,
the little spongy thing
so
on
this
top.
week, I'm okay with it. If you want to just talk about your Vegas trip again, I'll just take a nap.
Oh, hey, I would do that because it was a great time. But no, hey, I have a question for you, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Do you know how many weeks are in a year?
52?
50. Yes. See, Jimmy does do.
It's
like 52. And this is episode 52.
Now, I was looking back. So we're going to call this a year. But did we miss a week?
We did miss 1 week. I forget what was going on, but we also had some live holiday tour episodes, which weren't counted. I didn't introduce those as, episode 36 special live. So we've actually done more than a year, a little over a year.
And we're not going to celebrate it until we're over a year anyways. Is that what we're going to talk about right now?
Well, we are over a year.
Yeah,
but we're not going to celebrate. So this is not the special, like super colossal special extravaganza 1 year anniversary episode.
I mean, there's not much worth celebrating about anyways.
What do you mean? This has been great, fun, but
totally
we're we'll kind of do that as like, we'll go into like season 2, and season 2 will start when you move to Ohio. You're like, what, 5 days away, 6 days away from actually getting on the road.
I'm going to say my most favorite thing I love to say about this move. I'm heading into a new chapter of my life.
A new season.
New chapter. I love that saying. I love when people say it's a new chapter in my life. And if you can't sense the sarcasm in that, it's one of my least favorite sayings in the world. A new chapter in my life.
A new chapter. So what are you moving into? You're just moving into...
I'm just getting the heck out of Colorado is what I'm doing.
And moving to Ohio.
Yeah. Not that I want to get the heck out of Colorado, but that's what's happening.
Yes. Well, I think you're going to enjoy Ohio.
Right.
When you get here, of course you'll be closer to me.
Yeah, and I mean, it will allow me to afford to pay you the $5 I owe you. I mean, living here in Colorado, I can't even afford to pay you back pay you the $5 I owe you from a bet that a little wager that we made. So now that I'm in Ohio with more money, I'll be able to pay you that $5 wager that I owe you.
That was
paying you the $5 though, right? What am I doing with that $5?
This was a March Madness. Jimmy and I did brackets, and what the bet is at some point whenever we're out sourcing together, like most likely yard sales, that sort of thing, that since you lost, you have to buy me up to a $5 item.
Something like can that be a cheeseburger from like Wendy's or something? Can we just do it that way?
Well, no, because it has to be something that I can resell so that then we'll see what I really earn from my bet.
So like, do you get to pick the item? Or do I have to pick it?
You pick it using your superior sourcing skills.
Yeah.
I can see it already. I know Jimmy. I've been around him enough. He's going to go and he's going to find like, at a sale like a Gen 1 transformer for $5. And then over here, he's going to find like a box of Beanie Babies. Yep. He's going to be like, here you go, Ken. I get the Beanie Babies.
That's kind of funny. Because
It has to be an item that you kind of like, you're a little bit pained to have to give me.
Well, everything I pick, I want to keep, so it will be painful no matter what.
Yes.
Unless I purposely give you, like you said, something bad just to.
And then I promise to get it listed quickly. Get it up there for sale.
No, actually, you're doing
for sale.
You're actually doing pretty dang good at listing stuff.
I've been trying. I was a little lax this week, but doing pretty. I hit some good sales this weekend. And I filmed some content. Hey, actually, I put out a video, Jimmy, last week on the show.
Out a video.
A video. Yes.
Singular.
Well, because I promised on last week's show.
Like I promised 7. You promised like 7
videos. Three videos.
3.
See, if I would have I promised 3 and I got 1 out. So maybe this week I should promise like 5 and then that'll get 2 out.
1.5. We'll get 1.5 videos.
1.5. Well, I actually have 1.5. I actually have 1 3/4. I don't know what it is because I'm
we don't do
editing,
obviously. So
I'm working on a couple videos right now that see, my problem is as I get to editing them, I don't like them. I need to start thinking about how I want the videos to go before. Well, most everybody else does too, Jim.
Yeah, so
you're putting out the content.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Everybody does hate my videos.
You've been hitting
I thought my last video was pretty dang good.
It was. And my video has like around 340 views or so, which is not
Mr. Big Time
great in any means, but for me, I'm excited about that. I hadn't put out a video in like almost a year, and I got I did the Ken versus 10 lives for a little bit, and I'm going to get back into that soon.
And that what you found out right now is the big difference between doing lives and pre-recorded. The amount of views is in some cases 5 times what you get from your lives, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. I get good viewership while I'm doing the live, but the after, some people go back and watch it if they missed it. If they were regular watchers, they might go back and watch it just to see what they missed, and just because I'm so entertaining.
Yeah. That's what happens. They don't accidentally stumble across it and fall asleep while watching it. They're purposely going there.
So it's been fun. So I am working at some other content. I did some filming. I want to ask you after the show real quick about some content that I filmed, and if I should do it or if I am just opening myself up to a big old ball of hate. So
I mean, it sounds like you should do it already, but yeah, that's not something you want to talk about for the people to hear.
Not just yet.
Not just yet. So let's talk about it, and then everybody that's watching this is gonna want to know what that's about. So we're gonna have to talk about it next week.
Yes,
because they're literally gonna be like, we need to know what Ken filmed. We have to know. Like, you can't just do that on a podcast. People are gonna be like, what are you talking about? You can't just tease that and then not tell us.
Well, that keeps them coming back, Jimmy.
Yeah, we got to find a way to.
However, I'm not sure if I should. I don't know how it will be accepted or not accepted, but
no, I know what you mean. I actually had a comment in one of my videos that again, how did it come across? Being basically like I'm giving misinformation and stuff. So
yes,
and then you find yourself in these conversations in the comments, and it's just like, and I had a comment, a guy basically saying that he was breaking down these video games that I bought, what I paid for them, and what my profit was. And his comment was so wrong that it threw me off, because again, we don't do math over here, and I don't do math. And so I was looking at his comment, and he was like, well, you lost $9 on the deal. Is what he was basically saying. I paid $60 for 3 video games, and he said I lost $9 on the deal in the comments.
Okay.
My initial response to him was,
Okay, so let's back up. So you spent $60, and did you tell in the video how much did you sell them for?
So in the video I showed what I sold them for.
Okay.
Combined total sold was like 138, something like that.
Okay.
Out, and so when he did his math,
yes,
he deducted fees. He deducted what I paid for the items.
Yes.
He deducted shipping.
And
then at the very end, he deducted what I paid for the items again.
Okay.
So he deducted what I paid for them twice. And not to mention, my pop-ups clearly showed that I charged $4 shipping per game. So I had $12 of shipping come in too when he deducted shipping from it. Anyways, and he didn't include that $12 in his 138 total. So the math was way off. It was so off.
So he had you losing $9 on your $60 investment when you sold them for 138.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's.
And so what I knew, so they were very desirable, good games that I knew would sell fast, and they've already all sold.
Yes.
And so I more than doubled my money, barely, but I more than doubled my money on the deal. Okay. And I know that, and I don't really have to explain that to him. Whatever you want to be wrong, be wrong. But like, it's when you start saying like I'm basically giving misinformation where it starts to bother me some. And so like I was just like, I have like this provoked arrogance that I called it. Like he provoked me into arrogance, like with his bad math and his stupid comments. Sorry if you're watching, but that's the way I feel. Because I was just like, listen, dude, if you're not looking, if you're looking at individual sales at this point, like I don't even want to talk to you about the money I'm making. Like I don't want to break down individual sales. I look at what I make every month and what I spend every month. I don't. Individual sales, I know I'm making money on everything I buy. I keep track of that in my head enough to know that every deal I make, I'm making money. So so like I had this arrogance of like, I don't even want to talk to you about your individual breakdown of one sale. If come and look at my bank account, what I have coming in, what's coming out every month, and I have nothing else to say to you. It speaks for itself. Sorry. So that's.
I think you should give us all the viewers your bank and your password login so that we can all look, and then people can comment, in the comments whether or not you're making
like
any money.
It's been discussed. Like I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to share my numbers, but man, sometimes you just want to be like, all right, I'm gonna share it just so you guys know I'm not full of crap. I'm making really good money. Like I am. And I could prove it if I cared that much.
It's good for people that are watching your videos from not that you're making teaching videos, but from some sort of a learning prospect. Sometimes you're just proud that I bought this item at this and I sold it for a good profit, and you want to show that. But the people that want to, I don't see what people's point is to try to tear somebody down to say that you're giving misinformation about something when it's clearly, who is going to share a sale that they lost $9 on?
Right. Yeah. Like
in the end.
I'm that big of a dummy. That's what I do. I just go around showing that I lost money. And again, am I sharing what the item sold for and what I paid for it? Yes, I am. So essentially I am sharing that one individual, but usually but the only reason I do that is because usually stuff doesn't sell that fast. Usually I can't show in my video that it's sold because stuff sits, But the part of the point of this video was I paid up and did this deal because I knew this stuff was going to sell fast. And it had within 24 hours of me listing it, all those games were gone. And I had more than doubled my money. I don't have the exact number. It's $60 some I made on the deal. And I paid, in my bank account deposited $60 some profit after fees and shipping and everything. And I paid $60 for the item. So anyways, and it was just kind of funny. Like he deducted the 60 twice, and he deducted shipping when I got an extra $12 total in shipping, $4 per item. So anyways,
I don't. You often wonder then, is that person an actual reseller themselves, or are they just, out there trying to?
And then just to like finish it off, they always, he was trying to be nice about it in the end, not trying to,
provoke your arrogance. I'm going to make you a shirt, Jimmy, that just says "Provoked Arrogance."
I like that actually. I would wear that. Not trying to put a damper on what you're doing or whatever, and trying to, soften. But you were though. You sat there and typed out your bad math, and you were.
Well, trying to be superior over. I'm not one of those guys that looks at numbers on individual sales either. I mean, you'll drive yourself nuts keeping, those records. It's an in and out sort of thing, a monthly total, or, I look at it, on any individual item, or even just like however you do it, your weekly, your monthly, however you kind of keep track of your numbers. If your net is higher than your COGS or your cost of goods minus all your fees, then you made a profit. See, that's it, plain and simple.
Right. And see, the difference between me and you is you're always in an arrogant state of mind. Mine is just provoked. So, so you'll just walk around with like, oh, shut up, I make more money than you. And I don't I'm joking, obviously. No,
I know it.
But when I'm not, so where I'm going with that is when I'm not in my provoked arrogance, when I'm not in that provoked arrogance state.
Yes.
It's fine if you want to break down your numbers individually. If you're that person that some people love to look at spreadsheets and love to look at that just to see those numbers.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with it. And I would actually have that discussion with somebody when they haven't provoked me to that point.
Yeah.
I'll talk with someone about that stuff, but this guy had already questioned what I was doing. And so now I don't want to talk to him about the breakdown of. So anyway,
poking the bear.
Yeah. So I just want to make that clear. It's fine. People that keep spreadsheets, I'll never do it. But if you want to do that, because I know people enjoy that. They love to see those numbers and to share those numbers with their viewers and stuff. So there's nothing wrong with it. And it was just at that particular moment, I didn't want to have that discussion with him because of his bad math and questioning what I was doing.
Yeah, it's I don't even know what to say. I why people feel they want to take the time on a comment to I don't know. I have no answer for that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And but just be I like it when you're all fired up, Jimmy. I like it, you get a little bit of
this morning, matter of fact.
You get a little bit of
you want to talk another fired up story?
Yeah, let's hear.
You're probably fired up about this topic too.
What's that?
Because we're both dealing with feedback issues.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, let me pose the question here first.
It's my turn to talk on this show. So,
okay. Yes. Go ahead.
No, pose the question. I'm just joking. Pose the question. No, I want you to pose the question.
Well, we're going to talk about feedback.
Yeah.
And I guess the point is, and we're talking eBay, because that's I don't even know if any other platforms have feedback or how that works.
I don't use them. So
and the question, how important these days is feedback on eBay? It seems like positive feedback really doesn't matter at all. You want to get positive feedback. I don't know if most people, if buyers are really looking
They are.
At somebody's
especially
feedback.
When they see that, like, a lot of my feedback says that I ship fast.
Yeah.
I like for buyers to see that this guy ships fast. It says most of his feedback says fast shipping, got it fast, showed up packaged well. I do believe that stuff is important. And then just in general, like a showing you're established definitely helps on eBay. I think if you have like a high number of feedback and they can see that you've been on there for years and you have a high feedback number.
Yeah.
I think that being established like that does help. I do believe that.
So, of course, negative feedback is more, I don't know if you want to say damaging, if somebody is checking feedback and they see that it's not 100% or, I suppose on 99%. I heard, the guys, two Chris and Caleb over there at the two old guys.
No, those two old guys,
guys reseller,
the elderly
podcast.
couple. Yeah, I believe that's what they're called. Yeah.
The elderly couple podcast. They were talking a little bit about feedback too, as far as what if it's important or not. And I want mine to be 100%, which it is, but apparently, Jimmy, something's got you provoked.
Yeah.
And so I'll let you go over
is important
yours.
to me. It used to, I want the 100% too. I like to have that. I work hard to keep it there. And so last night I went to bed and I was at 100.
Yes.
Woke up in the morning and I was at 99.9. Okay. And I also had a new negative feedback. Okay. And I also had a new neutral feedback, both overnight. So that's kind of a bummer to wake up to that.
You should pick better items, Jimmy.
I should do a better job of packing, shipping, and pick better items. You're 100% right. So I'll just go. I disagree. So I can call and try to see. I always call to see if eBay will help me out, and
yeah.
And in both cases, I felt like one case I was 100% right, and yes. I'll break that down in a second. That was the one that really got me heated.
Okay.
But on the negative, I felt right as well. It said, these were the exact words. So I sold a gun holster that was called, and it said on the holster, the Judge.
Okay.
It was in just one of my old school resale videos. If you go look at old school resale, my last video, I sold a gun holster that was called, and it was imprinted into the leather, the Judge.
Okay.
And so that's what it was listed as, the Judge gun holster with heavy wear, blah, 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 because all these holsters are older. The negative feedback read this: the Judge does not fit into this holster. It has a lot of wear, which it was listed with a lot of wear.
Okay.
And I didn't say that the Judge fits in it. I said it was the Judge holster. It says it right there on there. That's all I put. But that's could be me, could be him, whatever.
So the Judge is an actual
apparently it's a gun. I don't know a lot about guns.
It's a gun that's supposed to fit. Okay, gotcha.
But the holster said it. It was boom, and it was branded and everything. And then it said it finished with, so it said those two things, and then it finished with, I want a refund immediately. Okay. And then it had the guy's name, his full name, first and last name at the end. So to me, he's doing he's using feedback as like an feedback extortion. He put in the feedback that I want a refund immediately, which to me is against eBay's policy to say in the actual feedback that I want my money back.
Okay.
What he wrote there should have been a message to me to try to resolve it.
Yes.
And so that's why I told eBay what he put in the feedback should have been a message to me to try to resolve it. But putting it in feedback makes it feel like it's feedback extortion, using that feedback to get me to give him a refund.
Yes.
eBay didn't agree.
Okay.
They said no, he didn't do anything wrong. Now there's other things that I was able to do, and I don't want to go. So they have, I offer free returns and all that. So because of that, they said they can have it removed. And so the guy I was talking to was kind of like one of these know-it-alls. I hate to say that at eBay. He was a know-it-all guy. He just had to make sure that he got his point across that no, you're wrong. What he did wasn't against our policy. But since you offer free returns, under those, what's the word I'm looking for? Based on that, based on the fact that you offer free returns is the reason I'll take this down.
Yeah.
He wanted to make sure he was clear about that. Like, no, you're wrong and I'm right. But because you offer free returns and he should have tried to resolve this with you, based on that, I'll take the negative feedback down.
Yeah.
So I was like, fine, whatever. I don't have to be right. Whatever.
Sure.
As long as the negative is being taken down. So now let's go to the neutral. So I go to him.
So did take the negative off?
Yes, because I offer free returns and the guy should have gave me a chance to resolve it and he didn't.
Now I have a question because I don't know the answer to it.
Yeah.
Does a neutral feedback still keep you at 100% when you had the negative? Okay, so
Neutral,
you had the
stay at
negative.
100, but it does bring your score down 1.
Okay.
Just like a negative does. So your score comes down a point, but you stay at 100.
Okay.
So like if I'm at 1,500 score, I'll go to 1,499, but I'll stay at 100%.
Okay, gotcha.
So now we go, and I want to try to, not. I hate when I get too serious on the podcast, but this is important stuff.
Yeah,
because this is stuff that you got to keep an eye out for.
Yes,
and this is something that should have never happened. And I told the guys, like, this should have never happened. I got a neutral feedback, and all the guys said was they canceled the order.
Okay.
And I said, well, I didn't cancel any orders. So what's going on here? Like, I didn't cancel anything because I lost it. And I didn't cancel any orders because I didn't have the inventory or anything like that. I don't ever do that. And if that ever happens to me, I send a message to the buyer and try to see what they want to do and help them out, let them pick something else from my store, whatever. The very, very few times that's ever happened to me. But I'm like,
so did you actually ship this item that's in question?
No,
for the
this is where we're going. This is what actually happened. The guy, I sent out offers. He accepted the offer and he never paid for it. I waited the 4 days that eBay requires. And those of us that sell on eBay know you can't select buyer didn't pay until 4 days.
Yes, correct.
So I waited the 4 days. He still hadn't paid. On the 4th day, I selected buyer hasn't paid for the item. Cancel the order.
Yes.
Cancel the order based on that.
Okay.
Relisted the item. It's still on my shelf. Okay. This guy was able to leave me neutral feedback on something that he never even bought from me.
Well, how?
Yeah,
that doesn't even seem. That's a
and the guy on eBay, the eBay guy I was talking to said, "I see right here that you select buyer hasn't paid."
Yes.
Yes, and I said to him, and that that's not available until the 4th day.
Yes.
And he's like, correct. And I was like, so this guy accepted my offer, didn't pay for it, went 4 days, and I canceled it based on that reason. Yes. Well, let me put you on hold and see what I can do.
Okay.
All right, cool. He's going to comes back. Well, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to take this down. Oh, heck no. Oh, heck no. So
Jimmy's being provoked again.
Provoked anger now.
Okay.
And so I was in customer service, and I'm like, I know he's just doing whatever his computer told him.
Yes.
But I was like, listen, stop right there. You're going to take this off.
Yeah.
And if I have to go above you, I will, because this is not okay. This is not something that can happen. You cannot let someone actually not buy it from me and still leave feedback. He should have never, positive, negative, whatever. He should have never been able to leave me feedback at all.
Yeah, because it wasn't a completed transaction.
And so I got hot with, I was like loud, and I was like, I'm going to apologize to you because I know it's not your fault, but this will be coming down today. You will be taking this off. Yeah. If I have to go above or beyond or whoever, if I have to drive down over there, whatever, like this feedback will not be staying. And I said, I don't usually care about neutral, but this is on principle. Like, I'm right. Like, in a court of law, whatever, if I'm presenting my case to a judge, I win, right? Like, anyways. So yeah, that was like ridiculous. And he wasn't going to take it down.
So where are we at with it now?
He 15 minutes of me holding, and he was finally able to get a hold of someone that would help him to get it removed. Like, in the end, I think it was because he himself was not able to remove it somehow. Okay. It basically came down to his system wouldn't let him remove it, and so he was going to give up.
Oh, okay.
And so he had to go above and beyond. And
yes.
But again, so watch out, because it's very frustrating. Like, how was he even able to leave that?
Yeah, that is a very odd, scenario there, that they didn't complete the transaction. They actually weren't a true buyer.
Not at all.
How could they leave?
Like I said, I went back and did all the research and verified 100% that that's what the case was. It was someone that didn't pay, and I selected buyer didn't pay as the reason for canceling it on the 4th day. Yeah. And they were, so because I was like, man, I don't ever do, because now would it be legit feedback if I had canceled it based on the fact if I hadn't given him the 4 days,
yes,
or if I canceled it because I didn't have the item,
yes,
that would be a legit feedback.
definitely. And most likely probably would have given you a negative at that point. Well, and actually, I'm not even sure. I want to back up there and say no to that scenario as well. If you would have went in and chose that they canceled it because you couldn't find the item or something, that still wasn't a completed transaction.
Right.
It's not like
I think they can leave feedback then.
Okay.
So
I would say
that's a negative. That's negative for them when they're ready to buy. And in that scenario, yeah. I don't know. That's a tough one because again, I'm still waiting for payment, but eBay says, and that's a big argument. That's a whole nother story of immediate payment. eBay says you can't cancel for 4 days, and it's basically a ding against you if you do.
Well, it's a whole flaw to me in the system that you can, in the offer portion, the best offer of eBay, because you constantly, when you're listing stuff, if you open these up to best offer, you're going to have a better chance, and they're 5% to sales increase or whatever it is. But if it's the offer process, there's no mistake at all. If you send me an offer and I accept it, it should be an immediate payment.
Right.
If I send you an offer and you accept it, it should be an immediate payment, or at least 24 hours. You could be out and about, you get an offer and you go, oh, I want to get it. Okay,
we've had this conversation, we disagree. We disagree. But I think what you're talking about would help resolve these issues. If the payment was instant, we would never even gotten to this point. So it could help with some of these problems.
Why do you not want your payment? If you send somebody an offer and they accept it, why do you, or mostly in turn, if somebody sends you an offer, why would you not want your money? Why would you not want your payment?
I do.
I know that you've said that you make enough sales. One of your things before, you make enough sales to wait or not to wait doesn't matter. But just I don't need that
why.
one sale.
I'm going to give you the answer that's to me makes perfect sense. Maybe
this is some people where I'm supposed to be quiet and let you talk,
because I want to answer the question. If you're not done with if the question is long-winded, keep going.
No, I'm good. Go on.
This is my reasoning.
Yes.
And I could be wrong, but I think eBay knows that there are shoppers that go around sending out offer, all kinds of offers. They just got $1,000 in their account and they want to spend it all.
Yeah.
And they send out offers over the course of 3 days and they want it all to go be in their cart. All the offers to be accepted, all of it to be in their cart, and maybe they have a coupon that eBay gave them, whatever, for 25% off their entire purchase. Again, I don't know the exacts of this, but so they're waiting for all those offers to come in to make the one purchase, to use whatever coupon or whatever they have. Or so that would be one scenario why I think that happens. And does that make sense?
Well, that I can see the coupon thing, but maybe that might happen. But I think most of the time people are shopping for an individual item. They're not. What I think happens most of the time is that when they're sending out offers, you have an item that's the same as 3 or 4 other people, 5 other people,
happens too.
And they're sending out offers on all of them to see who's going to take the offer first, and they accept the first best offer that comes in, or counter offer or whatever,
or they wait till they all come in and see which one's the best price.
Then they don't then they just don't pay for your item, which there should be more of a penalty from eBay. I don't even know what the penalty is, because I would never do that to somebody. If I'm going to place an offer on something, I'm going to pay for it.
I'll say this. I think we would both, we would both be blind. If I said, no, I don't think what you just said happens, I would be blind, and vice versa. If you think that what I just said doesn't happen, then you would be blind to some things. So I think both of those scenarios definitely happen. I think they both do.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And then a third one that I'm fine with that some people aren't. I definitely have buyers that send the offer, and maybe these people shouldn't be shopping, but they are.
Yes.
And they're waiting till they get paid. I've had plenty of sales where like, hey, I get paid on Friday, but I didn't want to miss out on this offer.
Yes.
So I sent the offer on Wednesday, or because the same thing happens when I send out offers. When I send out an offer, someone can accept it and not pay right away.
Yeah.
And so that happens to me a lot where I send out offers, they accept it, and then they'll say to me, and I've had people say to me, hey, this is a really good offer. I don't want to miss out on this item, but I don't get paid till Friday. Is it cool if I don't pay till Friday? Now, some people
completely different.
Well, some people do the same thing and don't message me.
Yeah.
And that
it's completely different if they're messaging you.
Yeah.
If they're saying, hey, thank you for this offer, I don't get the money, then at least you know what's going on. You don't have that thing of
people that do the same
4
thing.
days go by.
Messaging you. They're doing this exact same thing. They're just not sending you that message. They didn't want to miss out on the great offer you sent out.
Yeah.
But they don't have the money right now. So it's like a layaway. And some people aren't okay with that. And I
am in the non-layaway camp.
As long yeah. So I mean, and sometimes they don't pay, and sometimes I have to do what happened, and then I get a neutral feedback. So maybe I should just
what happens. Yeah, maybe you should have a 99.9% feedback rating, Jimmy.
Right.
I don't even know what I was going to say. I'll tell my feedback. I'm gonna.
Yeah, you had a feedback issue that's going on, right?
And it's not really. Oh wait, okay, hold on. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna say this. I had one of those cancellation thingies where it was, my child had my phone, and they ordered this item by mistake.
Yep.
Or first of all, your child is able to get on eBay, and I don't know how old the child is.
There's a buy it now button.
And
my wife is not a child, but she's pushed that button before, and we had stuff show up. I'm not lying. She's like, I didn't even know I bought this, and I was like, she hit the buy it now, and it was on its way.
So they asked to cancel an item, and then I didn't even get a chance to answer their message. It was probably about 20 minutes later, and they said, their message came back and said, you know what? Never mind. Go ahead and ship it. And so it's like, great. I'll do it. I'll send it. No problem.
Right.
But I didn't get negative feedback or neutral feedback or anything, but I'm waiting for it to happen. The buyer,
put a piece of glass in a poly mailer.
Yes, just a whole bag of broken glass. It was. I probably shouldn't have listed it as a child's toy, but hey,
why are you waiting for negative? Why are you just sitting there patiently waiting?
Well, but okay, here was the scenario. I sold this. It was a travel Scrabble game. Okay. I know that it was 100% complete. I visually verified and counted all the pieces, all the blah, blah, blah. I sold it. The person sends me a message last evening that says that it was missing a D, and one of the T's is broken, and it didn't have the O, and that this has caused them great distress because they had taken it on a trip and they were having to use stones as the letters in the thing. They did. They were using all these big words, and I'll get to that in a.
Were those words when they typed them out? Were they missing letters?
That would have been hilarious.
That would have been.
They were missing all the D's, and they should have done it.
Great. If they would have messaged you with all the words missing the D's and the E's and
the O's and the broken T in there, I would have given them their money back. Well, okay, so they're in great distress. because,
or
you know, when they're
stressed
explaining to me the rules of Scrabble, then also this thing was like 3 paragraphs. They're explaining to me how when you reach in the bag for your letters, they should all be uniform. And since they have rocks in there, it's easy to tell that it's like a D or an O. And
did
then
they like write letters on rocks? Is that what they're saying?
I don't know. Apparently, they told me they were using rocks and stones for the thing. And now, but okay, so a game that's not complete, a Scrabble game that's not complete, is pretty much useless. They, however, they did not want to return the game.
Of course not.
They wanted to. They thought that it was worth $5. And so they wanted a refund, including their full original shipping, less the $5 that they were so graciously going to give me for the item. But then, in true feedback extortion,
are you saying that and suggesting that mine wasn't? The way you said that, like you're suggesting that mine wasn't true.
Well, I'm not, but I heard the way that yours was worded. And let me tell you the way that this was worded. It said, if you want to maintain your high rating as a seller, and they had my seller name and my code and all that as a seller on eBay, please let me know when I can expect my refund of $20 some, whatever it was, you know, minus and then they said thank you, and then they had their full name and their titles, like not their pronouns like it's going today, but they apparently are like a counselor or a social worker. So all, you know, like if they would have put, you know, Dr. Bob Smith, MD, you know, blah, blah, blah. So they had all of that, like 3 sets of different letters to like that there, and all of their whole message was all, you know, big words. And
you provoked their arrogance is what you did.
Apparently I did with my, you know, non-D's and O's and so I basically which it's the fishing for the thing, and they're trying, but that line right there where they said, if you would like to maintain your high rating or whatever,
every possibility, they just lost.
And that please let me know when I can expect my.
So what that,
so I replied to them.
Oh, I want to hear this.
Oh, all I replied was that based on that I apologize that they were dissatisfied with their purchase.
Yep.
And based on eBay policies and seller protections, I offer free refunds, with free in all caps, free refunds on all, or free returns.
Yeah.
What did I say?
Refunds.
Free returns. Yes.
Yeah.
Free returns on all of my items. And basically that they needed to, you know, just, and that I would gladly refund their money
in full,
plus the shipping, because I don't mind giving them their original shipping back, although I wouldn't have to. Your shipping. Wait, what was I saying? Oh,
so you would refund them in full, including their shipping and the return shipping once you have the item back, right?
Once I receive the item back in its original complete condition. Thank you. And I was going to make up a bunch of letters. Like I was going to put, you know, thank you, Ken Bill, you know,
I just, for the listeners, I want to say
SAHL.
Yeah. The D.O.G, Mr. Bill. Yeah. D.O.G. I just want to say this for everybody listening.
Yes.
What Ken did there, I agree with him 100%. That's how you handle this. What he's doing is calling their bluff, folks.
Yes.
He's saying, I'm not going to give you a partial refund. I don't even offer that. If you want your money back, you're going to have to send me, because they're trying to keep the game and get some money back, because there's nothing wrong with it. It's in complete condition. They're just fishing for some money back. So
they say the game does them no good. And twice in there, they said, I am not interested in returning the game.
Right. But that's eBay's policy for them to return it. So,
The way that I see it is they probably had one of these travel games. They were missing D's and O's and broken letters, and they were just trying to supplement their set with my set.
Yep.
And
100%.
And I know without a doubt that it was 100% complete. Now, it's my word against their word because I didn't set out all the letters and take pictures of them and stuff. But I counted them. I verified. I had my chart. I got
were they in the pictures? Was it all? Did you put them in the picture, or how did you? I guess that doesn't really matter.
I had some pictures of the letters. They weren't all turned over and stuff. They were just there.
But
they sent me pictures of all the letters.
It's not just your word versus their word because another thing that Ken did right, in my opinion, is because he offers free returns.
This is hold on. This is the first. Everybody, listen. Jimmy is agreeing with.
You did something right a second ago, so this will be a second.
Okay.
This will be the second time I said you did something right. Because he offers free returns, if they do not send it to him in the condition he sent it to them, it's no word versus any word. Ken can give them 50% refund, not a full refund, only 50% without the original shipping.
Yes.
And eBay will take care of it. eBay won't say a thing because all Ken has to do is say they didn't send all the pieces back.
Yeah.
And because he offers free returns, he has the option to only give them a 50% refund. And eBay's not going to have you, they're going to take your word. Like, it's not word versus word.
Yeah.
They're just going to say, yep.
And, and it was that one line in their thing that killed them. And now if you want to maintain your high set,
I got a question. Do you have your feedback up and just hitting refresh all night?
No, but so they sent me that message, and I got the message like at an odd time. It was like 2:30 in the morning or something like that. And then so when I got up this morning,
woke up to that
kind of first thing this morning, I responded to it because I like to be quick, and I think that's also a plus when you are dealing with something like that with eBay. They can see that you responded in a reasonable amount of time to the
and you're building a case. We've talked about this. You're building a good customer service case for eBay to see.
So it was first thing this morning, and they are in my time zone. They are in the Eastern time zone, so it's not like somebody that was, we got this big time. So I have not had any response from them yet, and I'm sure it's just a phishing. But I thought, how pretentious of somebody to put their titles in the So of course, right before I sent the feedback,
how pretentious of somebody to put all their titles. These people, the nerve of these people putting all their titles. Oh shoot!
And if StreamYard let me have more characters,
I know 100%.
I would have every name that I use.
Yeah.
Okay, so feedback, so I'm just waiting to see.
Yeah. Well, here's what will happen too. You can call eBay or whatever. They're not going to do anything until the feedback is left. So, like, you're just going to have to then wait. Sorry, go ahead.
So that's okay. Hey, I wanted to show you something.
What's in the box?
I bought.
For those of you listening, Ken has a priority mailbox.
A priority mailbox. I bought something mainly because it reminded me of you, but also
it's the Stay Put Marshmallow Man.
It is not, but it's. I bought it to help support a friend. I bought this from Art of Resell. On his Whatnot auction. He had one of his Whatnot auctions. So if you're not following Art of Resell,
if you're not following the Art of Resell, what are you doing?
So I bought. So what I was most excited about, I got some stickers and a personal handwritten note from Art. Thanks for everything. Stay safe, Art. So
nice.
To Ken. So I'll put those right up here with my other.
All your other autographs
that I've all my other. But Jimmy, this is what I bought because and I'll tell you why it reminded me of you. You're gonna know. Okay, here, if I do this, can you see this? Any clues yet?
It looks like some kind of knitted figure. Is it a plush?
Ready?
Yep. Dude, I want that. What's that character's name from Trick or Treat?
Sam.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I bought this from Art of Resale. It is a handmade Sam, like a plush. Got his little bag with him right there. Because now I had never heard of Sam until Jimmy's horrible, awful picks that he made for the best
show. People love that show.
The national from the
the reseller draft.
Yeah, the Monday night reseller draft with Nashville Flippers with Ray and Paul Philly Flipper.
Right.
And we were on a show around Halloween. And what was it for the best Halloween costumes? Or which one was it? We did, I think or was it best?
Was it movie or costume? I don't remember.
Oh, it's best Halloween movies, I think. That's right.
My list was awful.
Because your picks are always terrible when you're on the draft.
I thought I did pretty good.
I don't think
I'm gonna have to go back and see what I picked Trick or Treat, which
nobody had. You said Trick or Treat, and then it was like crickets. Nobody had ever heard of this movie.
No, there's a lot of people that love that character.
And so I picked up this Sam, and I think he's gonna go up on my. Well, here, look, way up there.
Well, we won't be able to see him.
Different characters. Well, I'm gonna rearrange this room, but here, I'll put him right here.
He could be the new old Scream Flips. Sam Flips.
I could put the hat on him. Old Sam Flips. So, I bought that because it reminded me of Jimmy, because that's the first time I'd ever heard of the character. I had never seen the movie. It's
not great, but I love it.
And then I did watch it after you had mentioned it. Then a few nights later, I'm flipping through the channels on the guide, and it's like, oh, man, that's just starting. I got to see what all the hubbub, what all the hype, the Jimmy hype is about for Sam.
Come on.
And at the end of the movie,
it's a horror movie. They're never.
I was like, what did I just watch?
It's a good movie for what it is. It's a great Halloween movie.
We'll give it the for what it is vote as a.
I mean, we've had this discussion, but there's no like epically great like acting or stories in Halloween movies and scary movies.
Agreed.
And so when you put it into that category, it's up there with them. I think I enjoy it. Anyways.
So shout out to Art Resell.
That's awesome.
Right there.
I love that.
Go check his Whatnot channel and his TikToks, his Instagram, his YouTube. I got to meet him. You had met Art before, but I got to meet him when we were in Vegas, and you
signed an autograph for him too.
I did. I signed a headshot for Art and for Paco.
Yep.
And that was cool. So.
Oh, that's cool. I'm glad you picked that up. I didn't even. I've been in some of his auctions recently. I didn't notice I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was
good pickup.
It was. I enjoy, and I got it for pretty cheap. Nobody else knew the character either.
So
I got a really good deal on it. I might have been, maybe one or two bids against folks. So that was cool. So appreciate that. Appreciate the quick shipping, Art. Do they have feedback on Whatnot?
You can leave stars. So you want to give him 5 stars across the board.
And I did that already. Actually, that came up, reminded me the other day to leave.
I have money. I got money and Whatnot. I got to make sure I put that in my bank.
Yes.
From my couple sales I've had.
So, go check. Oh, speaking of, we were just mentioning about the Nashville Flipper and Paul Phil for the Monday night draft. Tomorrow night. It'll be tonight. This comes out on Monday morning. So the draft is best game shows, and who better to have on the show than Joe and Nicole from over at I'd Flip That, who've been doing the Jimmy. I'm not going to spoil things but we're going to be competing on that here soon.
We're scheduled. We're on the docket, right?
We're just waiting for you, Jimmy. You got, because once you get to Ohio, so you got what, 5? Like, did I already mention that 5 or 6 days until you're on the road?
Yeah. I'm hitting the road in 5 days. We're packing like crazy around here.
I've
been painting doors. I got paint on my hands from painting doors, and then because 5 years of living in a house, doors just need to be painted and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But anyways,
just some touch up, try to get that deposit.
Patch
Deposit
the
back.
hole in the wall. My son put a hole in the wall. That's what happens when you have teenage boys.
Was that from your quick reflexes? Like he was like, it was like a Matrix. He's like, Dad, and you were like,
he went to hit me. He missed. Knocked that sucker out. I don't even remember why he did it. It was just a bad moment for him. It was only one, and he learned his lesson.
Yes.
I think, and so he patched it, and I'm showing him how to do all that stuff. So he's learning how to. He got to learn how to patch a drywall hole.
Nice, very good. Well, hopefully there's not much of that to do in your new home when you get here.
Right. And, we're gonna find out because I've never seen it.
I've been to Jimmy's house more times than he has. I was actually, so the other morning I thought, was this dirty or not? I was going over to the new town that he's moving to.
In my turf. In my turf.
And I parked in his driveway, took a picture of his house and said, if you don't come out in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to all the sales by myself.
That's messed up, man. I got two questions for you.
Yes.
Do I have a long driveway?
No. It's 2 cars deep, 2.5 maybe.
That's a long driveway to me.
Oh, okay.
Driveways here are 1 car length.
But it's you could probably fit 4 cars comfortably in the driveway because it's a double wide garage door. And so.
And then my second question is,
yes,
is that tree as ginormous as it looks?
In the front yard?
Yeah.
It's a good sized tree.
Is it ginormous though?
I don't think it's ginormous.
Okay, good.
I don't really remember because I was paying attention to the house and looking to see if somebody was
to it, huh?
Oh yeah, it's a very nice looking house. It's in a quiet neighborhood right there, but like not too far off like the main drag. So boom, you can get right out there real quick. So yeah, I think you're going to be very happy there.
I'm pretty sure I will be.
And of course, at this point, you're going to have to try to, fake being happy if you're not, because you bought a house, Jimmy.
Yeah, I got a shed. There's no way I'm not going to be happy. I have a shed.
Oh yeah, I didn't go around back. I didn't get out of the car and walk out back to see what was going on.
They better not take that shed. That shed was supposed to be included. Dang it.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't look to see.
It has to still be.
So as far as that goes, we started the show talking about the the super colossal special anniversary extravaganza episode.
Oh yeah.
And we'll do that when you're in town. So we're not sure next week, as Jimmy will be you'll be in town.
Getting to Ohio the night we're supposed to record.
Yeah. So we'll see how that works. As far as recording,
I might be from my phone. It's possible.
And getting the show out for next Monday. Maybe we'll talk about your trip across country.
What time do we? So it'll be 9:00 your time that we record, right?
It's still
and that'll be 9:00 my time then.
See how that works out?
I should be free at 9 p.m. unless I'm dead dog tired. I should be free at 9 p.m. next Sunday.
Okay, you'll probably be in a hotel or something.
Yeah, with the dogs and all that jazz.
Oh, that's right. Well, I wish you safe travels, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
On your way across country with the whole caravan of Camos.
Yep.
And it will be it'll be exciting. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a new chapter in your life.
Chapter in my life, yeah, for sure.
When you get here and season 2 of the Reseller Clickbait podcast will be
season 2.
Then season 2, the Ohio years. That's what we'll call it. Till Jimmy gets fed up. He's like, man,
Jersey Shore season 2.
Ken's not all that he's cracked up to be in real life. I talk to him on the phone every now and then and see him at a reseller meetup, once or twice a year. Let me tell you, you're in my neighborhood. Gonna be like, gosh, why? Anyway, okay. So we will you got anything else, Jimmy?
No, I'm good. I'm ready.
Okay.
I got packing to do. So whenever you want to end this, I'll go pack some stuff.
All right. Well, we will see you in Ohio in 1 week, and we'll catch everybody else next week on the Reseller Clickbait podcast.